What is tax? They keep talking about tax all the time.
Tax season essentially is important. Hi everybody, my name is Sid Zioka.
My name is Wambui Kuria, and I welcome you to Tipito USA, where we help you settle down in the fastest and easiest time possible.
And this will be your one-stop shopping platform where you will come to us for all your needs, whether you have recently moved to the US or planning to. Needs include buying a house or trying to get your child settled into a new school, looking for a new job. All those needs, we are here to support you.
Today we have a super hot
Motto.
Motto.
Yes.
Now, this is a tax season. Put on the TV, tax. Radio, tax. Have you paid your tax? Have you done this? Tax. They keep talking about tax all the time. And we come from a culture back home where taxes are not a big thing. Just until recently, a lot of people didn't pay tax, me included. Now I hear tax is a big thing back home. But here, it's not just a big thing. Taxes here is everything. If you don't pay your taxes in the US, you will be arrested, as I hear them calling it, tax evasion. So we are going to share with you a few things about taxes. Why is it that come the beginning of every year, taxes is talked about through and through?
Well, a good question, Wambui. Tax season essentially is when you receive your tax forms and you file your taxes. Mm-hmm. And it's a hot topic because number one, you're scheduled to file your taxes between January and April 15th of every year. Sometimes it will extend to April 18th. There may be extensions, during COVID and all those kind of situations, but that is the tax season. Another reason why this season is important is because depending on your tax brackets and all the deductions, you may get money back, which is called a refund. And sometimes depending on your situation, the refund may be very juicy, a couple of $1,000, and people use that money at that time maybe to go for vacation or pay for bills that have fallen behind. Lots of people even buy cars around that time because you're going to get money in a lump sum. And this is from federal and state. And then on the other hand, you might owe. So you have to pay back the government. Essentially, those are some of the main reasons why it's a tax season and it's important. And anyway, no one wants to evade paying their taxes because if you end up owing, if you're late, you're going to pay interest and penalties for late filing. So that's why it's an important season because everybody files then and the tax preparers are ready and all these online softwares are ready for you to file. That's why that season is very important.
It explains why where I work is a lot of talk about tax. First time I filed taxes, I got something called a W-2. And then the second time I filed taxes, I got a W-2. And then I got something called a 1099. What is a W-2 and what is a 1099?
Well, those are questions that are very common and very confusing, by the way, to a lot of people. I, for one, when I first came here 20-something years ago, when I first received a W-2 because I was working, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this form? Because it shows sections and I didn't know what to do with them. Until now, I started hearing people talking about filing taxes. But to narrow it down, when you work in America, you're going to get something called a W-2 form. If you work for any employer, whether you work for 1 month or for the whole year, whether it started in January or March or started in November or December, come the next year, like now we're in 2023, if you work, let's say you working somewhere February 10th and you work for the whole year, come next year, January 30th, you are going to receive a W-2 form. So a W-2 form is a form that you receive from your employer that reports your earned income and also shows what was withheld taxes. So that's a W-2. And again, it only comes from your employer. If you're employed by a corporate or a school, any organization where you worked and you got a W-2 and you're not self-employed, you get a W-2. You said the following year you got both, which is not unusual because, we are now in the gig economy. Even before, maybe you're working as an independent contractor, like for DoorDash, you maybe work for a company as a contractual photographer, any of those things where you are not per se hired, but you have signed a contract to work as an independent contractor. In that scenario, you're going to be given, again, at the end of the year, a 1099 NEC. NEC standing for non-employed compensation, meaning you're not employed, but you are compensated. The other difference you'll find in these two is in the W-2, you had taxes withheld. If you check number one, shows your gross income. Then I think number two in the box will show how many was withdrawn for your federal number and state around number 15, 16, 17. You'll see all that. Now, when you come to 1099 NEC, no taxes are withheld. So because of that, you have to prepare to pay those taxes at the end of the year or request your tax preparer to set up something called estimated taxes for you. Come 2024, you can be paying estimated taxes throughout the year so that come 2024, you are either not going to owe as much or your tax liability will be lesser or zero, or you may get a refund. So those are the two key differences of a W-2 and a 1099 NEC, or you may say 1099 miscellaneous. And both of them, you'll get them around the same time. From your employer, W-2, 1099 would be for the person who contracted with, maybe like you're working for a medical courier. And when you finish working with them at the end of the year, they'll send you the 1099 NEC. And something quick to remember, if you earned less than $600 for the independent contractor, you will not be 1099 NEC, meaning you may not need to report that income. You have to have made more than $600 to receive the 1099 NEC. I hope that helps demystify the difference between the two.
So what you're telling me is 1099 equals mimi ni mwana biashara.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes. All right. So I'm in business, and because I'm doing a business of any kind, I receive a 1099. Here is my next question. The first time I filed taxes, it gave me some options: filing single, filing head of household, filing married, separate, or something to that effect. We did eventually settle down on, when you looked at my situation, you told me this is the one that you need to file. Now, why are there so many? And what does that mean?
So the filing status is a very big question. And just to break it down, there are 5 filing statuses in America. There is the single. The single means you're single as a Pringle, free to mingle, chokozi. Anyway, so when you're single, it means it's you, yourself, and you. So you'll file under that. That is your situation by the end of the year. So now the next one is head of household. If by the end of the tax filing season, 2022 in this case, you are head of household, meaning that for more than 6 months of the year, you are responsible for a child or a dependent, also be a parent, you know, that kind of situation. It's mostly a child. Then you are head of the household, meaning you covered the living cost of that individual or that child in your house for more than 6 months. So then you're the head of household. And that can be a man or woman. And then we have the third one, which is the third one, they're almost like 2 split. One is married filing jointly or married filing separately. So married filing jointly, meaning the husband and wife are filing together, all their paperwork combined, and they'll be taxed as 2 people but joint. Now, then you have married filing separately. It still means, yes, you're acknowledging you're married. However, let's say Tom and Helen has some tax liabilities, or Tom owes a lot of debt, or he's filed for bankruptcy, or they're going through a divorce, you know, if that is what they've decided and the lawyer has maybe advised them to file in that manner, then they're going to file married filing separately. And so that in its own is a filing status. Then the 5th one is whether you are widowed or widower. That is also another filing status. So if you lost a spouse, by the end of that year, you know, maybe the previous one you were married, but now this year, unfortunately, the spouse on. Because again, every year the status might change or may remain the same. So based on that, you know, like maybe last year you were head of household, and then this year you say umeangukia. So now it is marriage. So in the widow, you kept quiet. I'm like, Allah, see, you know, anyway. So the one for the widow or widowed, again, if one of the spouses unfortunately passes on by the end of the year, then come tax filing season, you're going to file as a widow or widower, again, depending on the gender. So those are the filing statuses, and you have to choose the one that is most relevant to you.
I know there's a whole lot more, because the very first time I filed taxes, I remember there was a lot of back and forth. You had a whole ton of questions. Even if I didn't understand all of it, it was helpful. And a little cut out of the bag. I did get a refund. Well, I didn't buy a house or a car or take some holiday, but
you didn't for chai or something.
Yeah, you wish. It made me change my mindset to that paying taxes will benefit me in one way or the other.
Yes.
So paying taxes is not a bad thing. It's actually a pretty good thing. If you do what you're supposed to do, I guess, you're not going to owe so much or owe at all, you know. It's tax season right now. And I guess we all need to pay, oh my God, taxes. TV tax. Each corner you turn tax.
Yes.
Just put it tax.
Yes.
What I will say to all of you who are out there, come on with your tax. You got to get to it ASAP, because it will benefit you in one way or the other. Out to all of you who are out there who may not understand about taxes, leave a comment and we will respond to you in the soonest time possible. In addition to that, our email address and our WhatsApp phone number are at the bottom of the screen. The link is shared there for you to reach out.
Very true, Wambui. And what we are trying to target here is to help you and inform you, because when you come here, you are like a newborn baby. You have some inkling, but for the most part, there are a lot of things you don't know. You have to file your taxes. If you work for anyone or you are self-employed, evading taxes is not an option. And maybe important to highlight, you can fax up to 3 years back. Up to 3 years, you will be eligible to get a refund. So if you file for 2010, you will not get that refund. But from the last 3 years, you'll be eligible to get a refund if you've earned it. And then you may also have to pay back taxes if you owe. So how about you just file, find out what the status is, get your money. You can go for that big vacation in Miami, Hawaii, Mombasa, all these beautiful places waiting for you, you know, or do something really nice for you, or you know, replace your hoopty car to your Mercedes Benz, or whatever it is you need, you know. So taxes is real. Don't evade it. Pay up, and you'll be happy. Other than that, we are grateful to have you here. Reach out to us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions and hear your comments as you proceed with your journey in America. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and also turn on your notification for this channel.
We look forward to seeing you in our next episode, which will be even hotter.